success right now for Zen. We're expecting Zen to continue on. Can Exotic not to rise up to the quality of his teammates here?
I hope he does. I mean, you saw Smiles on the stage. He looks great, but there's only one way to find out how it ends.
Let's get into it, folks. It's time to kick off Playoff Saturday.
The road to Worlds starts here. Only 8 teams remain from a cruel and unforgiving group stage. And now, surrounded by esports' greatest fans, they begin their march towards glory. But the road ahead is loaded with champions, contenders who have all reached the top of the mountain, and those who have come oh so close, only to come away with the bitter taste of defeat. Former world champion teammates collide with top 4 on the line. This is what champions live for. This is the playoff, and this is Rocket League!
The Swarm versus the Falcons here in our first game of Playoff Saturday in the Boston Major Turtle.
And for this to be the first game, what a way to start the playoff bracket. Team Falcons up against Vitality, and it's going to deliver on all fronts, Jorby.
Talk about Vitality, the desk set it up, in the hardest group, and a quick pause real quick.
A little bait, okay? We're
Real quick, it's okay, crowd, don't worry.
just give it a little bit of time. It's too good of a matchup. We got to dangle the carrot a bit.
Dangling that carrot, Turtle, we talk about Vitality, the desk set it up, that they weren't even the third favorite out of Europe, maybe, to try to win this tournament. A lot of people feeling there's a lot more.
Of death.
And they were the best in there.
Crazy performance. And I mean, just specifically, if you look at the stats, I mean, they had a top offense, efficient defense, number 3 in goals, number 2 in goals against. And like you said, Jorby, this is out of a group that everybody said would be the hardest out of the whole tournament, and they still showed up. Even in shooting accuracy, 30% as a team. Vitality are locked and loaded, but you cannot forget about Falcons and their history, and also what they proved even after the loss against Furia.
I think even with Drawley coming to the team, replacing TRK, at least the feeling around the community, around the esport is, well, Falcons without TRK, that's just
after
gonna feel weird.
The grand finals.
And then, I mean, even yesterday, having to fight adversity with Furia, went 5 games, you didn't win, and you still end up at the top of your group. Drawley is looking excellent on this team. Maybe took a little time for things to meld for them, but they're in a great position to get themselves back into a grand final here at an RLCS major.
And I do really like that call out from Gibbs that maybe even the loss could benefit them in the groups. It's very important to get humbled here early and not have to deal with the consequences later on in the playoffs. If you can recover in that group stage, deal with the loss, get over that initial hurdle, then it feels like all opportunities then open up for you into this dire situation where it feels like you can't lose. But speaking of can't lose, this is the upper bracket of the playoffs. Both teams do have an extra life here. If they lose, they will go down to the lower. And then the winner, of course, moving into the semi-finals and setting themselves up for just one more series for that grand. Jorby, how do you feel about this one?
Well, I mean, we talk about Zen and Boston and really going hand in hand. What's crazy is during this event is that he is top 10 in every single statistical category, which does not happen.
He's used to Boston.
It's very rare. Like, usually you'll see a player who is playing very well. They'll be top 10 in a couple of statistics, like 3 or 4, but he is in all 8 major statistical categories in the top 10. He has been performing at Zen-like levels.
Right.
And if you're a Vitality fan, you got to be feeling really great about that. I mean, Zen, he's always performed, whether or not his team results haven't do it. You just watch him play. And his movement, the way he moves around the ball, the way he plays off-ball, Zen is still just one of the best players in the world.
Take a look at the stats right now for him individually. And, if you watch that previous series against KC, a lot of people were discussing Zen and his impact on the pitch. I remember listening to James, and he was talking about how it was Captain Zen, kind of fixing up and planking the holes at the bottom of the ship that were getting flooded with water. He was the one taking charge. And it's almost poetic, because you start out his entire journey on land. He's back in Boston. Of course, he won that major a couple years ago, but maybe a little bit nervous. It was very new to him. He comes out here, and immediately we can see him taking control of the crowd, cheering everybody on. He has that presence of a veteran now.
And what an addition Stizzy has been for Zen as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Big chillin', leaning back. And crowd getting the lights up as well. But Stizzy, Turtle, when he was back over in North America on Dignitas, he had made some waves.
Oh, yeah.
Almost clip farming.
For him, it was a matter of controlling the level of aggression that he was bringing. Stizzy was always offensively minded.
He just fits so well in this roster.
Yeah. It's about bringing that level of competition here against Team Falcons, who you can never underestimate.
The Falcons, again, life after TRK, you go and you pick up a world champion to try to be a world champion. That's Falcons' goal. It's a long journey there. It starts here at the Boston Major. But they wanted a way to try to get over that hump. They weren't able to do it in Lyon. And so they bring Drolly in. You wonder how well they're going to be able to flow. And again, we talked about it, some trepidation early on, but they seem to start figuring it out. That high-flying Falcons offense with the Twins at the center of it seems to be back in full force.
And
the huge test.
The most important thing is how they ended that group stage against GK. I cast that series, and if you were watching any bit of it, I honestly didn't think there was even a chance for GK to take the win. I saw barely any areas they could exploit on the defense of Team Falcons, so tightly knit. Roas, of course, popping off himself, and I just didn't see any area where GK could slip through. If your Vitality, you saw that series, might be a little nervous.
Well, Turtle, you were casting in Boston when the Twins played against Zen back when they were on Rule 1 and had an absolutely crazy 12-minute overtime where it was just could not take your eyes off of the screen. And now here you are again casting the Twins versus Zen.
Vitality, yeah. I mean, when they're up against the Twins, you never know if we're going to get another 12-minute world record OT against this squad. I think it does come down to those defenses that they're up against. It's just so hard to get something through to generate opportunities, because right now what we're proving a lot in the group stage is that you can get creative, you can throw yourself forward and have the mix, but with how good the defense is, it's going to be hard. Zen right now still amping up the crowd as we do have a little bit of a pause. We apologize to everybody, but we're getting back into this game as soon as possible.
We appreciate everybody's patience. If you're at home and in Twitch chat, no doubt telling us all of your excellent genius takes.
Oh, the takes in there.
Yeah, they're excellent. Give me what your favorite topper is. We don't see many toppers in the RLCS. Usually only for me.
We saw some 5 fears, like a little decal action and some toppers.
Well, even in the opens, we saw a couple of players start to get a little more creative.
Yeah.
But decals are usually like it's stock Tane, stock Fennec. You can't really put stock in.
You got Alpha Boost in here. I mean, we get kind of traditional when it gets to the higher level of play.
Well, we're seeing some decals, or some more decals and stuff come out from players, showing a little more personality on the field, which is always nice.
And to be honest, if I'm a player right now and I'm getting this pause, extra time to get comfortable on the stage, normally game one, and this is a long series of best of 7, game one can be a bit passive. With how much time now these players have had to settle in, get comfortable, fingers on the sticks, moving around, I can see them coming out the gates flying, Jorby.
A shout out to the crowd. Showing up here at Boston, it's a snowy weekend. It was heavily snowing last night, and it was going into this morning. A little more flurries this morning, but probably more snow in the forecast. We appreciate everyone still making it out here. Make sure you stay safe as always. But, throwing a little snow down, it's nice to get some of that inclement weather outside, even though we're in here safe and warm playing video games inside.
It's nice and cozy in here. They had to trek through the snow. I'm sure it might be different for these players too, depending on where their base and home is located. But they made the voyage all the way out here. A lot of them even boot camped, preparing for this major. As you can see Stizzy on the screen. And this is what it's all about, Jorby. This moment, you worked hard in the split, and you're trying to be dominant at the major, prove you can accomplish anything on the international stage. And both these teams have such rich history that I don't think it's a question whether or not they can take the championship, but we're gonna have to see more.
And both buying themselves an extra life as well. This is in the upper bracket, in this hybrid style bracket, so you do buy yourself an extra life, even if it doesn't work out today. So both of these teams will have a second chance if they can't get it done today.
And I know that there's been a very big debate on this format. A lot of people have been talking about group stage and how the pressure is on. Every series matters that much more. But to me, I think that just sets up a better playoff performance from these teams. If you got something else like Swiss, there's a little bit of leeway to lose here and there. But with how tight knit and very small margins for error there was in the group stage, I'm expecting just nothing but ice in the nerves from these players as they're used to it coming out of the fire of the group stage.
Well, we're about to get the game started, but for those of you just joining us, we are on a little bit of a technical pause. We appreciate your patience as we make sure everybody is ready. We don't want any sort of issues when we get the games going.
Oh, and
make sure it's only skill that decides the result.
Look, people don't understand. It gets so particular. Any slight, like the monitor is angled a little bit weird, there's a screw loose. That is how particular you have to be as a player because you want to make it as comfortable as possible, Norby.
Absolutely want to make it comfortable, but see, Falcons, Vitality will be a tough test for them, but this is also yet another tough test for Vitality. They have gone through quite the gauntlet so far in their group. Going 3-0 is certainly an accomplishment. Now you got to play against Falcons, and really no question, if Vitality somehow find a way to eke out this victory, get one step closer to a grand final, it's one of the hardest paths to a grand final that we've had at a major.
And what a story too, to make it through the group of death, then you carry it forward into the grand finals. Of course, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but Team Vitality have shown, especially along with what Zen has done on the stage, that they will go potentially the distance if you give them the chance. Team Falcons looking to deny that quickly in this upper bracket quarters.
There was a little bit of interaction between the players and the crowd during the pause, and we'll get up, take a break, get back into your seats, but I think we're getting a little closer.
I can feel it. I can smell the game in the air.
You can smell it. What does it smell like?
It smells like
victory?
Laundry detergent.
Laundry
I don't know why. I just kind of get that vibe.
I don't know. Do you like the smell of laundry? Don't answer that question. I shouldn't have asked that question.
This is how you know it's been a long pause.
If this is what we're talking about.
12-minute overtime, 12-minute pause.
Man.
There you go.
Oh, man.
You're going to get 12 minutes one way or the other.
I'm getting flashbacks right now, dude. That's 12-minute overtime. There's a lot of history, dude, especially in Boston. What are the odds that we come back here and it's Vitality up against the Twins? Love to see the OTs. And now we're going into best of 7. So we might be waiting a little bit here on the pause, but the game is going to, of course, provide all the entertainment, and it will be worth the wait. I can guarantee that.
I'm seeing I saw some fist bumps. That might be a sign that everything is A-okay on the stage. And as soon as we get the go, we will go. And how about it, Boston? I like hearing that. How loud can you get? Get a little louder, Boston. Let's hear you. Good way to kick off playoff Saturday here at the Boston Major. So, thank you. Get loud one more time, because guess what, guys? We're ready to get back into the game. We're ready to start this thing. So let's get in. Let's play some games, and let's play some Rocket League.
Team Vitality taking on Team Falcons. First series of the playoffs. Let's drop in.
Game 1 brought to you by Progressive. We have begun. Zen with a little bit of space to start. Falcons hop right on top of it. Almost had an opening there. Almost an awkward opportunity for Falcons. And push right back into it. Zen. He floated right next to him there.
This is exactly what I was talking about, Joe, where you give them a little bit of time. There was a pause. They're eager to go. The engines are warmed up and ready. And you already can see the mechs coming out. Roas looking for a demo in the air. Drawley, nice shot on target. Off the backboard. And here comes the fancy dribbling from Zen.
Foot caught nicely by Drawley. Vitality get a little bit of presence. This opening minute, mostly Falcons. Redirect just got in the way. No save credited, but make no mistake. Likely a goal there for Falcons if Vitality don't get a piece of it there. Killers got the 50 out, but Drawley, seeing Exotic in the area, gonna pull back.
Not seeing too much panic out of Vitality, keeping it close. Solid dribbles, Drawley. Speaking of dribbles, here he is. But he eat the ball, and that's gonna be a wide open net, taking it by himself, Drawley.
And Drawley gets a beat here, outside of his own corner. Stizzy gets beat. You see Zen, he was creeping up, thinking he could take that challenge. Maybe he was looking at Roas, thinking Roas was gonna take it. Either way, he creeps up. He was clean beat to the ball. His third man needed time to get back.
You're not sure what Zen was going for. Potentially a fake challenge, maybe trying to get Drawley off the ball, but he didn't bite. That's gonna be the first goal, Team Falcons. 1-0. over a minute in game number 1. We said it's going to be a best of 7, a long series.
Killers scooped up here. Good challenge. Stizzy turning it into a shot and picking up a demo. Just a little too much time. Roas using that neutral hop to get behind the ball. Killers bumping his brother out of the way to try to get control. Good Vitality trying to get squared back up, but couldn't find that first touch in the midfield. 2 dumps down the field. Killers to the sidewall, immediately challenged by Zen.
1v1.
Underneath, good catch and flick, but a great reaction there from Drawley.
Oh, and he had to catch that perfectly. Still got a flick in. Zen 3-dumping over there on the left side. First goal for Team Vitality.
He didn't get you the first time, but he nailed you the second time. Exotic pulling off of it. Great pass from Stizzy. 61 miles per hour there from Zen to tie things up.
Immediately jumping in the air as soon as that ball crosses the pitch. Zen ready, receiving it well. He's been on fire, winning 50-50. Stizzy, solo play off the backboard, didn't get the double. Zen wanted the follow-up. Gonna be on target. Good 50-50. It's another one for Zen. Bottom left corner, slightly wide, and they're hunting for demos. Killers. Let's get himself out of this one.
Zen's a madman out there right now.
Torby.
He is flying towards that ball. Had a couple of saves early on as well. Not bad for a kid who's got top 10 in every statistical category so far in Boston. Just can't get caught. It was a little wide, and Stizzy got a perfect touch out. Vitality still looking for control here on defense.
Stizzy had to rush to get that one. I think if that was on target, I'm not sure if he would have gotten a piece of it. Definitely getting a bit lucky, but regardless, Team Falcons, a couple of opportunities. Here's Zen, nice catch in the air, 50s forcing it down. Stizzy back up in the air. High flying aerials. Who has the boost? Who has the speed to take advantage?
Falcons get posted up again here in the midfield. Getting clean touches off these challenges as well, but play keeps dying right there on the back wall. But Falcons still throwing a lot of threatening opportunities at the net. A couple of quality saves from Vitality. Excellent bump there from Stizzy. Couldn't turn back on the challenge, then respawns with a boost. Got just a narrow bit of space. Vitality break back out.
I think this is going to be great grounds here for counterattacks. So much boost available out of Vitality. I think I just saw Zen pick up midfield. You can get a 50-50 win. Still press forward. Exotic slightly out of position, and here comes almost a 1v3 situation. Roas doesn't actually contain the ball too well, and Stizzy manages that 1v2.
Haven't talked too much about him, but Exotic, the floor raiser of this team. He's had an excellent plan so far. Has to continue.
Zen.
But Zen has been front and center, has reset, drops it, and saved. Good read from Roas, hopping in front of the pass. Vitality, jump and chase into the corner. Can he get the boost? Stizzy didn't get the boost steal. Falcons able to push back towards the midfield line and get back to the orange.
Zen didn't get a touch, but he found a demo. Space will be opened up as a result. Stizzy quickly in the air, winning another challenge. Feels like we haven't seen a couple of shots out of Vitality in several minutes. Their defense has held on strong though, potentially baiting in, drawing out a little bit of desperation from Team Falcons. Will they overextend? That's the question. Zen, good follow-up. It's back to the corner of Falcons.
And really solid pushes from both teams. Exotic avoids the bump. Good challenge as well. Nobody around for Vitality to really push it though. Exotic swing underneath. Doesn't get the boost steal. Vitality trying to push again. Zen with the first challenge. Stizzy sitting close to Exotic. Roas gets it down, and we got OT.
We got OT. We're very familiar with this one. Vitality of the Twins. Certainly remembering what happened previously in Boston. Will the story be the same? Stizzy hoping to get something in the midfield. Back to Killers.
Killers with a reset. Couldn't get there in time. Another demo. Stizzy taking Drawley out. And Stizzy going the whole way downfield. Exotic not going to find any more. Zen quickly hopped on it. That's almost on target. It's dangerous. And everybody committing there for Falcons. It's not over. Exotic back around. Stizzy steals the boost. Gets across it. Zen's going to be behind. Popped up real high. Another demo. Vitality trying to de-wing or clip the Falcons here. Got the touch off the bar. Rebound to Stizzy. Killer
in and out of the net. But hold on a second, here comes Rojas. 50-50 back to Drawley. We just had a huge burst of energy from Vitality. Now it's Team Falcons' turn.
Falcons have the midfield. Off the ceiling, Rojas won't get another look at it. No bump either. Stizzy gets an incredible pinch off the sidewall there. Provides Vitality all the space they need to get reset. Then faking out that challenge. No one able to follow it up. Killers with a 50 out, a quick follow from Drawley, and Rojas gets deleted, giving Zen a way out. Back to Stizzy.
The 1v1 opportunity, had the shot on target. Killers, the follow-up, there's gonna be some space. Drawley up in the air, it kind of worked as an illusion. Doesn't get the double though, Zen. Just in time, finding a clear, but it's not over yet.
Killers is starting to heat up his first man here on offense. He's had a couple of nice 50s, and you see Falcons' second man starting to believe in that 50 a little bit more, creeping up on it, but man, Vitality's clears.
Yeah.
They just carry the ball the whole way out, put it back into space and buy him so much time.
Always looking for demos. Hold on a second, Rojas bleeding out the mid. Follow-up. Shot after shot, nothing's going through.
Well, it's not the easiest angle, but one that you think Falcons should be able to collect on. But that's the kind of opening you're gonna get.
Coverage, Stizzy recover on the sidewall.
He's jumping.
Oh, a little free jump. It's getting more and more dangerous. Both teams in the defense slightly losing the grip.
Whoa.
Seeing opportunities, that's gonna be a fake for Drawley.
Whoa. Stizzy going flying. Exotic off the corner. Immediately challenged. No hit from Vitality. Maybe some nerves trying to move fast. You start missing the ball.
Oh, it's getting dangerous, Gorby. You can feel it. The tension in the air. Rojas.
Look out.
Putting a shot not on target, but applying pressure. Killers up in the air. Zen has to get a good 50-50 into the corner, and that's the defense that's kept them in this OT.
Great 50-50. All the clear right into Rojas. He was sneaking around that area. Falcons have held the ball in the midfield for so long, but Exotic.
Launching it in the midfield, chipping it over Drawley. Rojas not in position. And after several minutes of extra Rocket League, we've got Team Vitality taking game one.
Wow, I mean, game one you had both teams able to hold on to the midfield for extended pressure. A lot of physicality from Vitality.
So much.
So many demos that broke them out. Demos that helped keep their pushes alive. Zen getting MVP honors in that, but Exotic with so many time-buying touches and then gets that beautiful catch and shot from the midfield.
But we can't count out Falcons and what they're able to do, not only getting the first goal, but I saw so many moments, especially from Drawley, in my opinion. While he wasn't there for a challenge in the midfield, could be a mistake on his end, but I still felt like he was doing numbers and doing work to at least open up a couple of things. Some fakes even from Falcons. It was not just a one-sided game. Why do you think we had OT for so long?
I mean, you know, you were talking about Zen. You're like, he needs to get a good 50 here, and he just drills the 50 back into the corner, into safety. And so many times Zen was just off ball, roaming around. He was picking up a lot of demos for Vitality. So it was just insane work from Zen in game one.
I mean, that's 19 shots for Team Vitality.
Wow.
It definitely felt like that. Stizzy, we've been talking a lot about Zen, but Stizzy, he was a huge component for the demos as well whenever he was running back on offense, getting somebody deleted from the midfield. Falcons, what's the recovery look like moving into game two? I don't think there's much of a game plan change, nothing to shift too much.
Complete that one shot that you missed.
Right.
It was a tight angle, it was a tighter window, but it's one we've seen Falcons hit before. Killers was really good on point when they got on offense. They had a really great rhythm. Were able to get to the corners. They were able to pressure Vitality. Vitality trying to slow the play down. Falcons didn't want to let them have it.
Yeah.
Anytime they could close space, they tried to and did so successfully. It was just actually getting the quality opportunities, which they did. They were either saved or just too tight for it to actually hit.
And it's so hard to even find that rhythm that you're mentioning, Jorby, whenever you've got somebody like Zen who's winning every 50-50 and pushing it into the corner. Oftentimes, whenever you build momentum, it's like all the 50-50s and challenges just keep getting worse and worse over time, but that was not the case for Vitality. Every 50 to the corner. Maybe they'd even get a demo, relieve some pressure. They didn't let Falcons find any groove. It was a couple of burst shots, and then boom, we're immediately back on the counterattack.
Game two, I mean, I think you're right. I don't think either team is thinking we need to adjust much here.
Oh. This is going to be a long
might be a long one if we
series,
keep getting those OTs.
Yeah.
But it was, I think, it's really good to see. If you wanted the competitive game of Rocket League, it isn't, okay, now Vitality had all the pressure. Not the case at all. Falcons had tons of it as well. Just about actually collecting those shots right now for Falcons. Vitality, if Zen keeps playing the way he is, may be too difficult to beat, but Exotic obviously collecting that last goal, catching Falcons moving up. He just got such a beautiful touch to move it downfield, and what a way to start playoff Saturday.
And I'm not too surprised, to be honest. This is both teams who had to fight tooth and nail in their group stage just to get here, and oftentimes traveling in that tunnel, it's like they couldn't even see the light at the end of it. But they were comfortable working under that pressure, and of course they're going to be comfortable on this stage heading into the next game.
Falcons trying to punch back. Vitality with the toughest road of Boston so far. Draw first blood, Exotic. Pops this up for Zen. Falcons will have to retreat here quickly. Roas gets his corner boosts. Killers on those small pads. He has to come in to make the stop. No touch there for Exotic.
Zen has to take that midfield boost, run all the way back. Just wasting time, and here comes Stizzy crashing in, intercepting the ball and stealing possession.
You saw Falcons pull off that ball, maybe thinking second man was going to come. They gave up an opportunity there. Airmails it himself.
He doesn't even need the support of his teammates. All alone in the air, past Stizzy, bumping Exotic, and doing it by himself.
See him get that final touch on the hood of his car. Gets on the right side of the ball to just inch it a little forward, but mostly to put himself between Stizzy and the ball, and it works out. Great final touch there from Roas. And a great opener here for Falcons.
We even saw several highlight moments from him in the group stage where he would just take over the game. He has that kind of mechanical ability. One's experience. That's half of the twins now doing work. Maybe the other twin will start to step up here on the field. You still got to get through Stizzy. The game has only just begun.
Hard rip. Stizzy went the whole way back to his corner. First to challenge, he missed it. Exotic is there to protect the back line. Wants to go quick, that's a heavy touch. Lines up the 50 well, sets up Stizzy, catch. But the release is just right back into Falcons defenders. Stizzy trying to bump Killers, unsuccessful. Still the 50s are in such a tough spot. You see where Trolley is, has to recorrect.
Oh, what a flick.
He does a great job to recorrect. Falcons turn this into goal! I thought this was a dead play, but Trolley just makes a beautiful recovery, flicks it over one, and then the go-ahead demo to make sure you get the goal. And the 50 from Vitality, it looked like they were just going to steal the ball.
And they just found that goal in the mud, Jorby, in the field that shall be found. They were just grinding it out there. Trolley made something out of nothing, backflipping. Not even sure how they converted, but Exotic's got to convert this one. Top left bin, and Vitality's still in it.
Great touch here from Stizzy, going up against Trolley. Reads Trolley's touch going down and gets the extra touch out to give Exotic a free touch. How about that play there from Stizzy?
Now we've seen what both sides are capable of. Team Vitality, they're not going to take that one lying down. Not even 2 minutes in, we've seen so many different avenues, all of the weapons that both arsenals have. Trolley couldn't land on top of that one. Exotic up early for this. Nobody else wanted to challenge. A little bit late for Killers, but still going to win it out. And Stizzy for something off the backboard. Team Vitality get more creative. Go for those cross passes.
Vitality's timings are just so clean right now. Quick pass to Stizzy. Slips it underneath one. Roas looking for a way out. Gets underneath the ball.
The 1v1.
Zen punches it right back to the blue half. Trolley, excellent. Return back up the wall there. Didn't have any boost. Used all of his momentum to get that touch. That was one of those small moments where you're not really looking at it, but a very important one and a dangerous one for Trolley.
There's just so many moments like that where these individual touches, don't get them properly, it will bleed into your defense. Any extra space you're giving up is going to be painful. Stizzy can't get that corner boost. I think Roas stole it, and he's going to get a demo, which means the setup for Trolley is that much better. You got space. What are you going to do with it off the back? Doesn't get it. Better than keeping this team alive. Vitality, don't concede.
Zen getting it back a bit again. All three players on Vitality contributing to saving this ball. Blindside challenge from Stizzy. Gives an easy ball for Exotic, but a little heavy. He's forced to give it up.
Oh, he's gonna go for the bump. He's gonna go for it. Drawley has to catch on the flip. Drawley, killer, the ball! Exotic. Did they both look to the side? What is going on?
The Vitality should bump each other there. There was a lot that happened. Somehow Vitality aren't down 3-1 right now.
It was like every individual player had some part in that, and we're still getting shots on the other side. It's Vitality's turn. Oh no, Stizzy just bumps in. It's gonna be awkward.
Got it anyway. Vitality are trying to move fast. The Falcons force you to play at an up-tempo. You see Vitality, they had tried to slow it down. I think they're done with that. Moving through, got the demo. All far side. And you know, Killers missed one, so Vitality missed one. That one's not in either. Exotic, heavy catch. Nothing he can do with only 17 boosts. As then just forced to kick it away. He'll grab that midfield boost, and Killers looks for a way out.
There is just so much chaos on the field. With how much mechanical ability each individual player has, you never know which option they're gonna go for. Is it a solo play? Is it a fake? A flip reset off the ceiling? Just a multitude here for every individual. Exotic has to win this one. Fake from Drawley, and it's Zen once more. How many times have we said that? Winning 50-50, setting his teammates up. Doesn't look like Stizzy can do much with it.
Love that he got his foot back there. Oh, nice flick from Killers.
That's there.
You
don't even have to worry. He's always back. But unfortunately, Vitality are still trailing. This is Falcons exchanging blow for blow, potentially.
They've held the ball for so long. Vitality have not been able to get this ball in the blue half for a minute plus. This is their last try. Stizzy,
are you
off the ceiling. We're all tied up.
There was a striker in position, ready to punish and capitalize off the good works from Stizzy. Oh, man. Before that ball hits the ground, you never know what's going to happen, but this one, I guess, a bit predictable. We knew Team Falcons weren't going to go down that easily.
They choked them out that time.
Yeah.
They got that second goal and then really never relinquished possession for too long. They had the midfield. Even though we were talking about Vitality's challenges going into safety,
I gotta see that messy play though.
Oh yeah, I don't know if we're gonna see it again.
It was just flying left and right. It was scrappy.
There was like 4 or 5 cars getting bumped.
Beautiful stuff. And here it is, Exotic in that top left shot. Oh my goodness, this is it. Off the crossbar, Zen saved it. Then it was just continuing to stay in front of the goal for what felt like an eternity, I'm sure, for Vitality.
And they were unable to get that offense going. Again, 19 shots in game 1 and only 11 in game 2. Falcons, despite having all that possession in the midfield, also didn't have much more in the shot category, only 10 shots. So they actually got outshot by 1. But on those counters Vitality had, again, were not able to extend pressure against Falcons. They were so much better at keeping Vitality on the back foot and making sure that they were dictating pace of play. You can see Vitality, they stopped trying to slow it down. They're like, all right, we just got to throw ourselves at the ball.
Yeah, and we got to go for that 50-50. Falcons so good in game 2 at hiding their hand, not revealing what they're going to move forward with, how they want to set up the play. Killers over 1, over 2, maybe over 3. Drawley loses the 50. Falcons starting out game 3.
Dude, Ross using his hood to keep control of it and try for a low crown double is insane stuff. Zen.
Oh my goodness.
Has a lot. Just saved off the bar. It was high. Regardless, you want to make sure it's the safety. Falcons do that. Vitality have the midfield for now. Skips right through the Vitality midline. Zen also feeling pressure behind. Roas shoveling players out of the way. Charlie couldn't get a good touch.
Awkward indeed. Wasn't able to waste more time. Stizzy, oh, he's going to get destroyed on that 50. Almost bled out in front of the net. We've seen the crossbar and the post just working overtime in this series so far. Several shots barely missing the mark. Roas able to capitalize there. Killers back to the corner. This is Falcons basically picking up right where they left off in that previous one.
Oh, Zen touch from Roas. With him in the lobby, no less. Here's Stizzy, he'll catch this one. Give Exotic right back. Saw freeze Killers, double tap. Defended, but the rebound in front of the box. They saw Killers. Didn't want to go immediately. Stizzy still beat by Roas. Drawley, catch. 50 across, Vitality are ready for it. Stizzy had the space. Trying to keep control of it, just too wide. Literal inches mattering in this matchup. If that ball gets even a little away from you, it's a dead play.
I think that was Zen getting demoed too. Team Falcons must know how impactful Zen has been for his squad. It's another demo. A lot of physical play from Falcons. They just want to relieve this pressure, make sure nothing can come of any of these opportunities. Drawley, it's looking awkward, but as I say that, he's just going to the sidewalk, carefully pitching it out. Falcons survive.
Stizzy fakes the touch, gives it back to Zen. Zen a 50 up high, it's still not that awkward. Killers is able to handle it, but it allows Vitality to get some boosts. Trying to build more pressure. Roas will get a midfield boost for his effort. Zen gets bumped off the play.
It's getting awkward. I'm seeing Stizzy in a couple of positions where he's not sure how to read the field. Not sure when he needs to go for this challenge. Maybe he's getting uncomfortable because he's getting bumped out the way like that. Killers flicks past one, but Vitality have set up camp here in the half of Team Falcons. Looking comfortable, stealing boost, getting bumps. You gotta think something is gonna come of this little spurt of offense. Exotic importance to the right side, and there it is.
Vitality strike first here in game number 3. As it drops straight down to Exotic, and a great touch out from Zen to make it happen. We were talking about it being able to control it, get those bumps. That time not just bumps, it's a good pass right there and caught Falcons in the middle of the rotation.
Beautiful work out of Vitality, very patient in the corner. Didn't see any double commits, not pushing 2 players to an awkward spot, making sure they hold on to, prioritize keeping that ball in half of Falcons. That's the best thing you can do. It's all you can really do is hope for an opportunity to present itself. It did. And it's Vitality, 1-0, under 2 minutes to go. The game has felt a bit sluggish, a lot slower, more methodical for both teams.
Coming back to Drawley. 50 out. Falcons keep possession. Killers makes it look like he's gonna go. Falcons are just looking for a way in right now. 50 right back into Exotic. Exotic will recover, allows Stizzy to come in. A lot of space, Zen's getting harassed on the back line. We'll scoop up, Killers has a full tank of boost. Exotic there early, pass underneath, and Stizzy diving in to get that touch and save a shot on net.
Looks like he has a crystal ball, understanding where Falcons want to go with those passes. A little bit telegraphed, but still feels like Falcons have a couple of chances, and he's got an opportunity here. He wants to bump out Killers, he does, but Roas, heroics on the goal line.
And Roas had the full picture there, and even the smoke, he knew exactly where he needed to be. Now keep them within 1. It's not been enough. Turtle, you talked about it, the pace switch. It's Vitality dictating that pace. Falcons not able to just slam their bodies at the cars, but they get a couple and then they run into each other. Drawley, no!
Zen is always in the backfield, the third man that cannot be stopped. Finding a save, getting the 50-50. Showing that Vitality will remain at least leading this game so far. 21 to go. What else is there from Falcons?
Vitality scooped Killers up. Drawley scoops it down. Rebound.
Goal! He might be a defensive beast, but if you punch him out the way, you're going to create an opportunity. Drawley says, see you later, Zen. Give us back our goal.
It's like a game of Burnout. We're just smashing cars into the guardrail. Both teams doing everything they can to just bump players off the play.
This looks pretty good.
One more, double, can't hit it. Falcons, do they keep it going? Fakes that touch. Vitality cleared out. Second overtime of the match.
Here we go. Another OT. No longer battling the clock, but instead trying to create opportunities and force a game to your will. That's a shot on target. Roas, 2 players diving down on the top of the net. Stizzy back to the corner, saves that flick. Looks like Falcons are going to hold on. Then another 50-50 Exotic shot on target. It continues to hammer against the net, but Falcons stand tall.
Vitality tried to keep the pace up there, but they missed the challenge. Zen, she lets that go. Stizzy recovers off the bump, gives it back to Exotic. Tried the soft touch, a little too heavy, but he got back to his 50. Stizzy, quick draw on the flick. on the flip, excuse me. As Roas will safely carry this out, but
Stizzy.
he gets demoed again. How many times both teams have been able to do that? I was like, who's gonna get the most important demo in this game?
It's all about the timing. I mean, demos are great, but if you're constantly throwing your forward, it might not matter. If you're out of position, Zen is getting so much more deadly in the air. Big demos and still hunting for killers, but Stizzy has space because of it.
Not sure that's the approach he wanted there. Still 50. Back to Zen. Exotic.
What do you
He's been scoring all day. Can't do it that time. Roas has him stopped. Zen moving out of the play. Stizzy pops it up. Killers and Roas both on the backboard. And they'll get that clear, but not far enough. Zen, another quality touch. Gets it over one. Try for the bump. It works out, but Roas sticks with it. Exotic keeps the pressure up here for Vitality.
This is very familiar from before, but hold on a second. Drawley managed to get themselves out of that. A lot of times Vitality will get into a chokehold on offense. What got them their first goal, stuck in the corner. How do Falcons find these clears? It's gonna be from the demos, deleting the third man. Maybe the Exotic just ending the game. Fake for Stizzy through the backboard, and here comes Falcons on the dribble.
Stizzy actually bumping Roas out of the way here. This goes straight back up to Exotic. Saw the net. That's 2 touches in a row for Exotic. He doesn't quite get what he wants there. Now Falcons have the ball. 2-on-1. And Zen! Somehow Stizzy avoids. Sure goal there from Falcons. Now Exotic. Here he goes again. Denied by Killers. He's got no boost.
And the shot.
Saved!
2 players commit. And of course the save is there. Vitality, Falcons on the goal line. Unstoppable. The OT continues.
Killers rolls back around, high in the air, with control on the pop. Zen got another save, has no boost, can't get the touch. Falcons, decent structure right now, but they get bumped again. Well, they have the right idea. They can't just avoid every bump and then they get out again.
Oh my, I am so impressed with Stizzy right now. He's been in that solo situation on defense, just like Zen. He's coming up huge. All these 1v1 plays. Hold on a second. That looks quite scary. Killers forced to get a touch. Stizzy not going to pass over to Zen, or actually does.
He's stuck. He's stuck.
They get on the goal line.
Killers was stuck on the back wall. He couldn't go anywhere with no boost. A great touch from Stizzy, leaving Falcons grounded. And Zen puts in the game winner.
What?
Both overtime games going to Vitality.
There was so much time from that touch out of Stizzy. I thought there's no way Zen would even have a shot. Surely somebody out of Falcons would have a challenge, anything to put a hand up, and just nothing. That ball floated, Zen soared through. Vitality strike back. What a game, what a series. And it's in another overtime nonetheless.
Man, I think that game could have ended several times if Exotic gets the touch that he wants. There was a couple of openings there, and Vitality they started kicking up the pace in that overtime. They didn't want to give Falcons any space at all. And then right there, great touch from Stizzy.
How much time he had to? He was it was like,
yeah, well, the Killers had no boost. What was he gonna do? He couldn't go anywhere. The rest of Falcons were rotating back. Nothing he could do about it. Falcons call a timeout.
That one hurts. Falcons on the timeout, needing some extra space here, as they only had 9 shots in that game compared to the 17 from Team Vitality. And you'll notice how things quickly shift back. Those Falcons seem to find some type of groove, a little bit of a rhythm. And then Vitality just cut the music and ran through.
Well, we've got quite the match on our hands. 2 overtimes and a lot of close ones. Something that both teams have really been trying to do, Turtle.
Yeah.
They don't want to give first man on the other team multiple beats. It's, if you're going to beat me, I'm going to bump you. That way, my team has a clean touch on the ball.
And it's getting so intricate. It's like the timing of each individual bump is so important too, because it's one thing just to go and I'm going to delete this player and see what happens. Oftentimes, we'll see a bump actually benefit the defense because they can spawn back and be in a better position if they have to rotate. So we're getting into the real muddy territory of when do you go for the bumps? How do you go for the physical play? Do you put yourself out of that rotation? And on top of that, I really want to highlight Stizzy. I think he's had an incredible performance so far. In that game alone, I saw him alone with the 1v2. You remember that play?
Yeah.
He had to dodge the bump, still got the save, bounced off the sidebar. We've been saying that all about Zen, but it's Stizzy stepping up.
Stizzy had a great game. The timeout is over for Falcons. They weren't able to get the same amount of pressure that we saw them have. It was more counter opportunities, kind of the reverse of what we saw in the last game. But heading into game 4, Falcons got to try to find a way to tie this series up again. Vitality could put them on match point right here.
Got a feeling it was going to be a long series. Still kind of feels like that. Game number 4, Team Falcons want to avoid match point at all costs. But Zen, I'm sure he is eager to get back into it.
Zen fakes going up the wall. Back over to Exotic. Exotic scoops it up, negative space. Now Falcons really got to stretch to go get this ball, but stretch they do. Killers gets the touch. Zen air rolls back to recover and booms the ball right back into blue territory.
Lovely clear, even better follow-up. But Exotic is demoed. That's the timing we were talking about. Actually doesn't come out that efficient or effective for Falcons. Ball still hovering in the midfield. Touch over the sidewall. Raleigh, quick follow-up. Exotic on the slow approach. 50-50, popped up high. Stizzy doesn't win the 50-50, and Zen's alone on defense, but casually clearing it back to Raleigh.
Vitality gotta pick up where they left off here. Dominating the midfield in the opening minute. Roas tried to feather that boost enough. Doesn't matter, second man for Vitality, just gets it clean! And Zen fires a laser right in their face!
I mean, it's an absolute cannon from the corner. He didn't get the first touch on the clear, but that just set him up for the best position possible on the map. And fires it.
78 miles per hour. Falcons might start getting a little nervous here after the timeout. Wanted to start on the right foot. Vitality finding ways to trip him up here. Strawley will move across. A couple standout moments for him in the series, but Falcons as a whole unable to get this ball out of the blue half.
And it doesn't feel like Vitality are keeping clears as close as they could either. I mean, oftentimes they'll just boom it down the other side, and even then Falcons won't have too much possession. Here's Zen. It's a big hit, and we'll see what Falcons can do with it. Off the crossbar, down and out. Easy. Wanted to follow it up. It's not going to work out. Raleigh back to the other side.
Oh, that's just just placed a little better. It would have been a goal. Here comes Zen. Couldn't get enough on his reset. Raleigh will bring it down. Move across, quick hit, and immediately defended. Stizzy. You were calling it, Turtle. Last game, a lot of standout moments. There's another great defensive stop from him.
I'm telling you, Stizzy has stepped up huge in this series. The defense, and of course, we know what he's capable of defensively. Such a crazy arc. I remember him back on Dignitas. We'd often say that he just was too aggressive, couldn't hold things down when he was alone. That's not the case. Trying to make a point in Boston. Zen takes that 50.
Dude, Falcons can't get out right now.
I know, they're just stuck, and even when the clear comes through, I mean,
right into Vitality hands.
Let's see what happens.
Exotic will go right away from him here. Gotta be careful in this area. And a demo smokes everybody. Everyone's a little slow to get back out. Now Falcons can finally take some control, but Exotic protects his own corner boost. Right back out to Roas. Pitches it high. Coming down, he has the read, but it's just too late. Exotic gets in the way. Killers tries to retain possession and Vitality of another defensive stop.
This is why they were number 2 in goals against Team Vitality. You've got to earn it. Did they earn this one, or were they giving it?
Well, Stizzy absolutely beat this into his own net.
Stizzy, no, come on.
But he kind of bumps with Exotic as well. He's coming across and look, we've all been there and we've all done that. And it happens at the highest level. It happens to Stizzy here.
Definitely a mental hurdle that you're going to have to overcome at this point. Goal right there would have put yourself back into it.
But credit,
will that affect them?
Credit the Falcons there. They kind of also bumped Exotic. It looked like it chipped the ball a little bit.
Right.
Would have messed Stizzy's approach up. So Falcons do collect that and create that chaos to give them a chance here with a minute 30 left in game number 4.
But now Vitality have to work a little bit harder. Push that foot harder on the gas. see what more opportunities they can generate. Exotic faking it over for Zen. It's going to be a long shot. Trying to waste boost. Ross doesn't get in front of him. That's going to lead for a shot out of Stizzy. It was a beam from the midfield. Still safe.
It's not like a dump and chase the ball mentality for Vitality. It's dump and chase the cars. So Zen rip that, just immediately trying for a bump. Now Falcons are getting a couple of nice deep clears. Gives them some time, gives them some boost, but that pass was right into Vitality's hands as Exotic comes straight back down. Falcons on a way to rip it from him. Drolly had to play ball, and he gets his boost stolen for it. Can't play the ball. Stizzy in the corner. Sets it back for Zen. Zen underneath one. Killers pops it up high and will keep Vitality out as they're getting bumped on the back line. Stizzy buys them time.
As long as they keep this ball in the corner, you never know what opportunity can be resulted from it. Zen, good touch. The defense gets over one. Trolley shot on target. Would have been off the crossbar actually. And Stizzy on the counterattack. Vitality are under pressure. They were coasting for the majority of this game, but now they've got to deal with it.
Good patience from Roas to drill through that 50. But Falcons have to wait for Stizzy to push out. Roas.
10 seconds.
He's got Trolley on the far side, got Killers underneath, and he almost sniped Killers, who gets back in the nick of time. Zen gets a slight chip on Killers. Vitality, end of regulation. Won't get the touch they were looking for. Instead,
Killers.
Falcons beat by Zen. Trolley down, third overtime of the match.
Another OT, Jorby. We're getting familiar here. I'm sure the players are as well. No more mistakes here. Otherwise, if you're Falcons, you're just going to see a Vitality on match point. Don't want to give it to him early. Stizzy back to the corner, leaves it for Exotic. We've got Vitality starting this OT with a bit of aggression.
Zen holding his flip. Stizzy steals the corner boost. Killers now getting harassed. Roas gets bumped. Won't be able to follow it. Killers actually steals that corner. It's not going to be enough though. Trolley has to spend a lot of time getting himself behind the ball. Falcons taking a lot of time to set up this play, and too much time as Vitality get another clear.
Well, I like this approach from Zen. Feeling flip reset.
Whoa.
It's not going to get past the twins, but they're both flying high. And oh no, Exotic's alone. He's got to get the 50. But they get a touch.
Right back. Trolley collects the game winner. We're going at least 6 here in the first match of playoff Saturday. And that 50, it caught straight out. What was it? Roasu got bumped. And then Exotic, he was in the middle of turning. And he didn't expect the ball to kick back out to the middle of the field. And what should have been in the strong side of Vitality's rotation turned into a 2-on-1 and Exotic with no boost.
And you don't blame Exotic for seeing the double commit on the defense from Falcons and thinking, okay, I can push forward. Then all of a sudden you're looking at a 1v1 scenario. In fact, a 2v1, as he had to dodge the bump, jump over the car, and try and find a touch as we take a look at the replays. I mean, it was crazy. It felt like Vitality were going to comfortably coast the match point. Then this mistake comes out. If you can even call it that.
I was like, yeah, we'll retract the mistake on Stizzy POV there. That when you look at it again, you see how Exotic got kind of bumped back into it a little bit.
And he's extending just to try and get a touch.
And we didn't actually get to look at what caused that goal there at the end. We only saw Jolly's foot, but the actual important part of that goal was the whole reason Exotic was up to begin with was because Vitality had possession, and then the ball kicks out in the middle of the field as Roas gets bumped out, and the ball skips out to where he's not expecting. He had already turned off the play, and because of that, it generated that opportunity. So the little things coming home to roost here in this game, and that mistake Trolley was able to capitalize, put it in the net. We're at least going to be at Neo Tokyo by the end of this tournament.
I feel bad for anybody just trying to predict how this series is going to go down, because one game we get 19 shots out of Vitality, 11 from Falcons. Then the next, they're both barely getting to 6 apiece. I believe Falcons actually only had 5 in that game. Back and forth. Everybody taking a punch to the gut, and they're fighting to earn their spot in the semifinals.
Killers with the shot set up by Trolley. Denied, Zen credited with the save. Exotic getting back downfield. A couple of boost steals. Zen with a 50, leaves it open. And that's about as easy as Exotic has had it all day.
You just can't get past Zen. If he's put in any situation, he is going to create something. That first touch to keep it close, and even force a 50-50 afterwards. Squeezing it out to Exotic. That's Zen back on top.
Vitality get the early scoring going. Exotic misses his corner boost. That actually could have been a little deadlier, but they make up for it, and Stizzy gets in there. Helps his team out with a slight touch, no bump. Exotic tracking closely here.
I don't think Falcons are going to be too flustered with that first goal. Very similar to the previous game. Slower start. As long as they keep their heads in the game, they will get out of this one. Raleigh, time to get a better challenge. Ascent banging it off the backboard. A lot of pressure applied out of Vitality.
Good shot from Exotic, but a better save there from Killers. You almost saw a moment there with a smoke screen. Almost caused Falcons to stay out of net and get scored on, but the move here, Falcons get right back, 50 back out. As Falcons just off the post, Stizzy with a hard clear back down the pitch.
Let's see how Falcons actually collect this one. We've seen that several times, a huge boomer out of Vitality. Falcons just can't control much of it. They do get on the offensive side, but it's not for too long. Exotic very smoothly carrying it back out, but Killers on the sidewall. Looking for maybe Drawley in the midfield instead. Goes for the 50-50, it passes back.
Exotic will have some space here.
It's a bit difficult.
Has the boost as well. Vitality have third man here in the midfield. Zen just drives into the ball. A rare quiet moment that could get loud real fast. There's a wide angle shot denied by Stizzy.
We faked it.
Here comes Killers again. Pass over to Roas, wide. Back to Drawley, he takes it, but not on target.
That looks so good. You can see the striking lane set up. Roas didn't decide to turn. Maybe it was a fake. Maybe this flip resets a fake himself. Stizzy has to get a follow. He touches it. And Vitality look like they're under a lot of pressure, but no signs of panic.
They're all on small patch right now, though. Every deep clear gives them a chance to boost up, and they have. As that number slowly climbs back to 100. Falcons keep getting pushed back. Now the corner boost stolen. Back to Stizzy. Killers got the 50, but Zen's there. Again, just nothing really developing right now for Vitality. They get one or two good touches. Falcons find a way to get the safety.
Oh, that's great work from from Stizzy, excuse me. Taking that first touch, getting the boost, and also hovering behind it. More and more importance on these touches out of the defensive side as the time continues to unwind. Vitality have been in this spot before, but they weren't able to hold on to the lead. Can they do it?
He got bumped there. That would have been a shot on target. And that one is, but second man Stizzy, the last line of defense there. Found a way to pick up the save turtle.
There's barely any breathing room for Vitality. Just looking for a little bit of oxygen. They won't find it. Killers back on the striking stance. Roas, good touch. Dribbles it past into the corner. Just want to lock things down.
That's a huge demo. Exotic, no boost. Roas! He's coming back, trying to make a save, but he ends up goaling.
He just spawned. He's rushing back to get there.
Oh!
Maybe a little bit disorientated. Oh, Roas, it hurts.
Exotic, happier for it, but that's a gut punch if you're Falcons. Here's Zen again. Vitality trying to put this one away and put Falcons on ice.
Oh,
Roas.
Some revenge.
Trying to dunk him, not gonna happen.
Such an important spot to deny Roas. Off the mistake, he's certainly feeling the pressure now. 2 goals. They were able to get back into it previously off that 1-goal game, but now the mountain's a little bit taller. Still, we've seen Falcons soar to even greater heights.
All Vitality have to do is just keep wasting time. Get the touch, dump it into the blue, prevent the counter. Them on the far side, Falcons not gonna get the balls then. He's first to it. All Falcons on the ground. They just get the challenge, but also getting demoed. Stizzy diving in as well, and Vitality have wasted tons of time on this clock.
Oh, Zen's gonna grab the midfield boost. Look at the patience. He just pushes himself back. 2 players come in. You can see the desperation out of Falcons. They've got to send a full house. They know Vitality are cruising into match point. 14 to go. If we don't see something here immediately from Falcons, surely a Vitality game win.
Demoed again. They got to score with time left. There's the demo.
Dorby.
And it's not in yet. 2 seconds left for the second goal.
And that's Rojas. What a demo! Striking him out of the air. Oh my goodness. That might be a little confidence booster with 2 seconds though. Is it enough?
How do they get the ball on the kickoff? And right to Vitality, perfectly killing the ball. Vitality put Falcons on match point, threatening to send them to the lower bracket.
And that one stings for Team Falcons. You can't help but look back and think to that mistake. I know he was just spawning off the demo, Jorby, but it's moments like that that truly determine the fate of this series with how close it has been. These goals so far and few between each other, you need to be at your peak game in every moment.
And in that situation too, you know, Falcons don't know Exotic has no boost. They don't know he actually has no chance to hit that double.
Right.
Rojas spawns and, you know,
It wasn't
I won't pretend to know what the comms are in that moment, but they're like,
Look at
double, and oh. Like if Exotic hits that,
Right.
then Rojas probably pops that up and say it's close. He still might own goal, but he might actually send it upwards instead of sending it straight into his own.
You got to
net.
think about the comms for Rojas. He's demoed. His teammates certainly are telling him, okay, you need to immediately go for the save. You have no choice. You have to turn completely out of that spawn and rush to get a touch on the ball. And if you're Rojas, you're thinking, I just need to hit it once. That's all it takes. But unfortunately, it's not the proper touch. And we'll see if he can put that behind him, as now they've been put on match point.
It has been one heck of an entertaining series to start the playoffs here in Boston. And now Vitality have a chance to knock the Falcons down a peg here on Neo Tokyo.
Vitality looking to build the cage around this roster, prevent them from flying on Neo Tokyo. Two players slightly in an awkward spot to start out the gates. Dizzy taking midfield boost. We'll see if Vitality can get back into a comfortable position. This is maybe even the third game in a row if they can start out strong, where they've started with a lead, Jorby. It just feels like Falcons have been trailing for so long in this series.
I'll head out to the side. Falcons have been unable to dictate the pace of this game. This match really comes down and
fake.
Oh, hard fake. No one's got boost. Everyone flying down. And might have been a goal somewhere in there, but Vitality couldn't find it.
It's just an indicator that confidence is oozing from the veins of Zen. If he starts peaking, getting into top tier shape. Stizzy alone, he had to dodge a demo. Gets the touch. Here he is again in the backfield, over to Zen. Trying to set up a give and go. Vitality not looking to have any signs of weakness on the defense, which means Falcons, they've got to generate their own chances.
Stizzy on the push. Steal the boost out and take the ball away. Zen was playing behind him. Now let that one fly back for Exotic. Zen makes sure no one can take his.
Oh, look at the space. Rojas, good touch. Just keeps the pressure. But an even better control out of Stizzy. Look at what Team Vitality can do, all three members. When they're alone, that first touch will be kept within them. Just wasting more time, letting everybody rotate back. And they're still stealing midfield boosts like that. Stizzy, hold on a second. 1v2, you're gonna go for the bump instead. Cleared out. And it's Falcons under a deep, heavy pressure.
That seems like the better option there, with a defender ready to defend your shot and unable to put more momentum on it. Zen got his own boost.
Good pop
Zen will
up.
take the ball. Only 16 though. 50 straight down. As Exotic will get demoed. Stizzy will turn back. Falcons get the boost steal. Looking for a bump. Zen won't even get touched. And now he'll move right back down the field here for Vitality. Off the ceiling, they rip it away from him. Rebound to Exotic. Double tap. Missed it. Stizzy will keep the ball in play. It looked like a juicy one there for Exotic, but he couldn't connect.
You just said it, Jorby. That's the key, keeping the ball in play. You might not get the follow-up off the backboard, but if you can hold on to pressure, it's just going to dwindle away at the resources of Team Falcons. Exotic from the ceiling. Every single chance is looking more and more threatening from this orange squad that's swarming.
Falcons couldn't win any boost there. They got it stolen, but Rojas, the only one with boost, buys a little bit of time for Drawley and Killers to get some small pads. And finally, a canister spawns for Drawley. Zen try to chase him out of the play. Exotic sits underneath him, gets out one. It rips out hard to the left side. Zen will chase.
Instead, actually, he passes back, and look at the touch from Trolley. It's just a huge clear to the other side, giving away possession. I think Falcons are under a lot of pressure, panicking on defense. They just want to relieve this onslaught that Vitality have set up.
Zen needs to buy time. Does do exactly that, but Stizzy's in a tough spot. He turned upfield with 37 boost there. That high bounce doesn't allow him to go, but Vitality protect their corner boost. Trolley with a lot of boost himself. Try to get something going. Killers get the perfect 50. Trolley will demo and take Vitality's boost. Starting to look decent here for Falcons, but a little pinch from Zen. Doesn't matter. Trolley gets the ball.
Wow.
Forces it right back to the corner.
Shot on
Denied right into Exotic.
I'm just thinking, what more do Team Falcons have to do? They're taking boost, they're getting demos. It's still not enough. But maybe this is enough for Exotic. Past two players. Trolley got a hook on Stizzy. Wanted to muscle it through.
It's full panic mode. Red alert for Falcons. Another shot denied. The scoreboard lighting up. Demo, shots, saves. All in a second. As Stizzy takes the ball away on the 50. 10 boost to spare. No problem!
Pave the way for Stizzy. Exotic just doing all that work. And Stizzy can let it roll in gracefully. Vitality, match point, 37 seconds, and they're in the lead.
Fitting for Exotic to be the one to get the demo. He had set up so many plays. He had held so much pressure for Vitality, and now 30 seconds separate them from a victory here.
Good pass. Trolley
shot off the bar, and the defender was there anyway. Killers with a little bit of space.
Oh, look at the space.
A little bit of boost. 50 shot. Denied again. Exotic won't let him through.
There's always a player on the goal line. Vitality. It doesn't matter if you demo them, take their boost. They're gonna find a way. And with 6 seconds left, they might just pave a way.
Killers.
The playoff.
Killers drops it down, but Vitality have just been too tough.
Is that it? Is that it, Torby?
Left front. Shot too high. It's Zen. He gets it off. Exotic puts it up. Ball still in the air.
They're gonna pop it.
Rojas denied by
Don't tap.
Stizzy. Stizzy